Hey guys, what's going on? You are back here at Blue Wire Studios in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, and we've had a pretty crazy week up in Vegas, right?
Oh, man.
Just had the NFL draft. We had a couple of friends that basically went through, right? We saw FaZe Rug up there.
Announcing for the Chargers.
Right, with our boy Austin Eckler from the Chargers.
Did you see Temper stiff arm that guy as he was running the ball?
Temper stiffed arm with the high end, you know.
He looked great out there.
He did the Heisman.
He did the Heisman because he got that W last time, right? And we're sitting here at the Win Studios, and we're talking about some of the biggest, baddest things, right? We're talking about meta and crypto and NFT, and of course, the one thing you know, OG esports.
Yes, sir.
Right? So it's another beautiful addition. So let's talk a little bit, man. We have our amazing friend here, Overtflow.
What's going on, you guys? I'm posting an Instagram story right now.
Oh gosh, and our number one top guy here.
The big clips, FaZe clips, one of the OGs in the game. You know the vibes.
So big clips. As you started putting together FaZe and the things that we started doing, now you see guys like B sitting there, giving out and talking and presenting. What are your thoughts about that, man?
I mean, honestly, every time I think back on this, it makes me speechless because we were just some kids and with a dream that really nobody believed in. It was hard for us to even believe in it back then. And to see all these guys just killing it, crushing it, doesn't matter if they're in FaZe or not. All these creators that started from the gaming community it's a beautiful thing.
I have to say something about that too. I just talked to you about it the other day, but it's so crazy to me that initially back in 2010, I was watching you post these clips to FaZe Clan, right? And that's what really inspired my whole YouTube thing. And the other day, I was just randomly going through some old videos. I found the one where me and you met in Orlando. And I was just watching some stuff, and it was crazy to see 2010, me posting sniper montages. 2018, FaZe Sensei punching my liver. What is the, it's just so crazy. Who would have guessed the roller coaster that happens from you and some friends making a gaming clan on Call of Duty? Yep. Who would have guessed all this comes from it?
There's a beautiful thing when we're talking about the moment. So everybody who's out there and you have a moment, capitalize on that moment, seize that moment.
Yeah, the moment is so significant, right? And we're talking about a lot of different moments, right? Right now, you're talking about a lot of mass adoption of crypto into gaming, And, there's a lot of PTE, play to earn games that are coming out, a lot of different projects that are sitting there talking about metaverse, which we all know is inspired by crypto, right? That's really big thing, but it's really inspired by the gaming side of the business, right? Gaming has really kind of given these people next level, And as you're looking at PT, what are your guys' thoughts about upcoming PTs? Is there anyone that you guys like that you're looking at that's really great?
One thing that was trending recently was the Bored Ape Yacht Club. They recently just dropped their Other Side deed, and that's land in the metaverse. So they're creating their own metaverse, and that was huge. They did over 200 million, probably way over that, and just transaction fees. And just an Ethereum burn, wasted, gone. $200 million. That's insane. They did more transactions right there than all of Solana has on volume, total NFTs, on Solana NFTs. That's crazy.
Why do you think they're doing that?
It's just because, like you said, you have these brands, these things that exist like crypto and just the internet and communities. And when you add all these things together, it's a crazy catalyst.
Right. What do you think about everything, man?
You know what? Here's what I want to say. I just want to say something about the whole gaming thing. If you guys don't, where's the camera? This one. Hey, if you don't know this, everybody that's the head of this whole NFT crypto space, it's so crazy to me because if you look, you're gonna find guys who are at the head of the whole gaming scene on YouTube. It's all these internet kids are at the forefront of everything. It's just so funny to me because you always see the same faces, right? People at the forefront of all these internet industries, like a guy like Banks, who's been around forever, and now he's at the forefront of the NFT space. Somebody like ClipZ, been around forever, and now he's right in the mix with all this. That stuff is just, it proves to me that all us Call of Duty kids weren't just onto, it wasn't just gamers. It's actually so many intelligent people in the space. I just wanted to say.
Oh yeah, the internet kids,
so
they're going to rule the world. The internet
literally.
Kids are taking over. Your little nephews, your little brother, these kids with the iPads and stuff. That's the future.
It's funny, as I teach at universities at SMU and WVU, I'm creating curriculum for esports. The one thing I tell a lot of parents is what do you want your kids to do from 9 to 3, right? You want to sit there and cause ruckus, right? Doing bad things, you want to sit at home and playing gaming. But these kids are so intelligent, right? They're in the forefront of blockchain, they're in the forefront of meta. They did things like Reddit with GameStop. They really know how to beat Wall Street. And to your guys' point, the biggest thing for me and meta and everything else and the PT is the games. A lot of them suck, man. They're not fun, right? Let's just be honest. They're not fun, right? You both are laughing. This has not been talked about before, right? It's not fun. I'm looking at it. I want to battle it out, and I'd rather watch Baby Shark with my 3-year-old nephew than see some of these games. What do you guys think about these
That's
games?
a great opinion right there, because you're right. Right now, the play to earn gaming space is so early in crypto and blockchain that we're not seeing anything innovative. We're seeing a lot of things that's just a few clicks. You stake your NFT, which just means you hold it and you gain, a percentage just for holding it there. You get a percentage per year, right, for that. So they just gamified like earning in just a few clicks, and that really isn't anything. There's no, storylines. There's really no like graphics, or like these games aren't being developed like some of these other games that we're used to being developed for years and by these teams with huge experience and massive resources. You know what I'm saying? There's just a lot of people who just say, hey, I have an idea, let's fund our game with this NFT. And it's just like, all right, we release it in 6 months. You can't really expect greatness from that.
There's a few. I'm gonna say this. I haven't really played any like play to earn games like that, but I have seen a handful that actually look good. There's one that always they tag me in everything. It's called Meta Ops. I don't know if you've seen it too, but that actually looks like almost like a first-person shooter, arcade shooter, kind of like styled in the same way as Call of Duty. And it's probably one of the only ones I've seen where it looks like they really poured a lot into it, and it actually looks good. I haven't played it yet. I'm just gonna say that. But there's only a handful that actually look like they're fun.
Right. And then when you speak about play to earn, that means you have to play to earn something. Now, I think that honestly can kind of deter some people because maybe they might not be the best gamer. So how is a gamer supposed to, enjoy something that is really just kind of competitive, and the best people really only get something out of it? So I think once crypto and blockchain and gaming kind of can exist and on a community level and an experience that's fun, not only competitive, and you can also be rewarded for being a part of the community, not only on a competitive way, not earning, from a prize pool from competing in games like that. That's going to be the next step. Like, for example, if just for participating and playing the game, you can get tokens to be a part of the ecosystem. And then from there, you can.
And of course, the game has to be fun. Like you're saying, like it has to be something that is actually enjoyable if you want people to be on it. So all these companies that are rushing them out, but like you said, it's still so early.
Yeah,
it's going to take some time before you get it. But all the people on now, who's to say that these games that are not good now, maybe a year from now, they're excellent and people are on them all the time, So who knows what.
Going back to that, like you said earlier, some of these people who've just been around on the internet for years, been creating, been innovative, just existing on the internet. For example, one guy who used to develop skins, shout out to Clegg from RDFKT Artifact. He's actually designed CSGO skins. And then from there, he was just doing it for fun. One of them got picked up and he was able to sell it on the Valve Steam shop. And he made money early from video games like that. But that didn't stop him there. He kept creating designs and stuff. And we actually met them at a FaZe event. And they created this company that Nike bought out. And their NFT company and their design team is now working directly with Nike, forefronting the metaverse for Nike. And that's insane to me. Like you said, it's these kids who just been around in the game doing what they got to do, doing what they love too. And now they're the leaders.
There's just so many geniuses in the gaming community. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to make your head gigantic, but I feel like you, for example, are such a prime suspect for this, bro. Like, you've been around for so long, and I think that whenever I talk about you, whenever I speak about you to people in the NFT space or even the gaming space or whatever, genius. You know what I mean? I'm like, this guy's a genius. And just like so many others in this gaming community, not to make everybody in the gaming community feel like they're all geniuses, because that's not true either. But a good amount of them, super intelligent kids at the front of everything. I wanted to say something else important. Hold on. I'm thinking. It was something about the meta ops.
If he had a bigger head, he would have known.
Gosh.
Yeah.
But he didn't have
it.
he
I'm
forgot.
going to remember it, and then I'm going to tell you guys.
We'll come back to that.
What's interesting to me is there's really a battle too, right? There's an economical battle, right? Right now, you look at, from what Ray Dalio is saying, any great legacy, if you look at the history of any great civilization, external conflict, internal conflict, right? Inflation starts coming, prices start shooting, the economy starts dissolving, and you've seen this throughout great history. And now we're in a global, and I think a lot of people are so scared of what the hell is going on that they want to find alternative investments that they feel better about, right? And that's an important thing. These alternative investments are things that they understand, that they feel comfortable. They're not like our grandparents. They don't necessarily trust the government, right? They want to decentralize. They want transparency, right? But with that, the institutional funding guys are making this adjustment, and they're not hiring, quite frankly, guys like us and yourselves that are really telling them what the mass adoption is, right? Esports, crypto, NFT, meta, it's the same group of buyers. So how do you not have these guys sitting in your boardroom giving you instruction who are influencing communities, right? That is so mind-blowing to me. And the second thing that bothers me about all this thing is if you weren't born as good-looking as PJ or as good-looking as ClipZ, right? And you're sitting here and you're getting this going, and you had a chance to be whatever you wanted to be, right? As big as you wanted to be, as strong as you wanted to be, as beautiful as you wanted to be, and presented that size, right, in your life in meta, that's what this is really about. And they don't get that, right? And it blows my mind because you get back to the PTE, like there are some good things, right? Axie Infinity, they did a great $4 billion NFT. They really did a great job. They're helping Island Philippines. We were with one of the guys out there, and the rumor joke was there are no more Uber drivers because they shifted the economy through PTE. But to get real big guys like yourselves, it just has to be one word, right? Fun, right?
Sure.
Or it's over. So I think that's a big thing that we got to talk about. Now, with that, you see mass adoption of blockchain coming out in the next 2 to 5 years, right? What do you think, as this is coming through, how it's going to change community? Because we've seen a lot of rug pulls lately in the NFT, right? And we've had a lot of influencers who have really been screwed over by this, right? And we talk about when they're doing this, right? They're getting the NFTs, they're selling it immediately, it's on the blockchain, the community knows about it, they get really upset, right? And then they don't support these content creators. What do you guys think about all this stuff?
Well, obviously the rug pulls and stuff, that's terrible. You know, that's people's livelihood sometimes. You know, some of these people, they're influenced by these influencers and they see them talk about something and they believe in what they say. They watch all their videos, they rock their merch, and now they're talking about something that could possibly make them some money, when a lot of times that's not what it should be about. It should be about the technology or the community, just whatever it is for you. If you're investing in it, you should know what comes with an investment. But some people don't do that research, and then they end up getting burned. So that's why, you know, the rug pulls and stuff is definitely terrible. But it's so early that we're going to be learning a lot of things. I hope that everybody learns together. And if you see people who are interested, you know, it starts with a conversation. And you never know what tomorrow is going to bring when, you know, just from opening their mind to that, you know, to that NFT or to that crypto knowledge or the blockchain knowledge, you know, because to me, that's what changed my whole perspective, was taking some time to just learn about it and not just invest and throw money at something, but actually learn about what does the technology do? You know, how can this help me? How can this enhance my business? How can this enhance what I'm doing every day? You know, not only at like a business level, but, you know, just my life, everything, you know, because that technology's out there. You just got to find it. You know, a lot of people might not take that time to just to learn a little bit more.
What do
You know what?
think
And I
about
think that you do a really good job. You do a really good job of researching the things that you get involved in. And I think that a lot of people either just don't know. A lot of influencers maybe don't even know that much about the space. I'm lucky because I get to be around you and a bunch of other people who are like very into the whole NFT space. So I'm casually aware of everything. But you do a really good job, ClipZ, of researching anything that you've been involved in, whereas a lot of influencers don't. I just remembered what I was going to say. CSGO. One time, I worked 20 hours overtime to buy a CSGO gut knife, one of the the $600 ones or whatever.
Damn.
I remember working overtime at GameStop to buy one of those. I wonder if that dude designed it.
You know,
That'd be cool.
he designed some very popular skins in CS:GO. So like people have definitely seen his work, and
Yeah.
to see him now killing it in the NFT space, and you know now has that deal with Nike, it's amazing to see, like someone that just like us, just like anybody else, doing what they love, an internet kid. You know,
Just an internet kid, bro.
just an
All these
internet
internet
kid.
kids.
You just got to take advantage of what's at your fingertips. And
Yeah.
the internet is the catalyst. It's going to change the world. It already has, and these next 5 to 10 years is so crucial.
Yeah, you know, I'll tell you, in anything that you're doing, you have to know who the management is, right? Doxing has become a very important thing. Doxing is the ability to sit there and show who the people are behind the project. They have something to lose, right? If your name's behind it, it's your reputation. So how can you invest your life savings and your earnings and not know who's running the company, right? That's the thing I tell everyone. And number two is, what have they done in the past? Have they actually done this before? Do they really understand it? Are they really good people? Because your life savings on there, you have to treat it like a business. And to your guys' point, understanding that and the research that you do has been extremely powerful, and it started changing. But with that in mind, how do you think the role of the influencer in NFT space is going to change?
I think we're going to see a lot of new influencers. We're going to see a lot of new trusted individuals, you know, come out of the woodwork. We're going to see, obviously, other people who've been influencing and been creators in this space continue to grow and become part of the crypto and blockchain community and NFT space. But I think we're going to see a lot of new faces, a lot of new info, because like I said, we're so early.
Definitely, man. And there's a ton. I can list 24 different influencers now that I follow that are specifically from the NFT space. And the thing that I compare it to, because obviously the gaming community, it's like when a new game comes up, you always find a bunch of new influencers that pop out, that grow, that stand out. And that's the same. Even you have done a great job of inserting yourself into that space because you're already part of the gaming space, part of the fashion space. And now you've inserted yourself so much into the NFT space. But I think, especially with them gamifying all of this stuff, all the crypto and the NFT, the play to earn stuff, I think that you're going to see a ton of new influencers, just like you said, people who come out that are there's going to be like the Ninja and the Tfue of the NFT space, right? And there's a ton of people already kind of presenting themselves as such or putting themselves in a position to be that guy. And for sure, there's dozens of people that I followed specifically for that space now that are like famous to me, right? Because I guess that's all relative. But yeah, I agree with you.
So we're seeing this whole like social economic shift, right? With influencers, we're seeing it in different areas, right? For example, you two are actual models because you guys are part of the Ford Models esports, right? You guys are some sexy, good-looking dudes, right? Ford Models, if you guys know, coined the term supermodel, right? That was a big thing. So
did they really?
They did. They really did. A guy named Joey Hunter, that's a friend of mine, he basically coined the term. So he basically brought him Cindy Crawford and some of these big names out there. But, you guys are like leading the edge in that, right? So he talks about that fashion and that swag. Y'all got that drip.
Now I know why they signed us.
Because you're good looking.
Supermodels.
Supermodels are next to me,
His head's
right?
getting bigger.
But that's my point. My point is you would never think that a Ford model agency, right? Something of such unique caliber that matches with the Dolces and the Gucci's and the LVs are looking into the space, right? And so the discussions change so quickly. And in crypto and NFT, we all know 1 day in typical market, right? You're looking at a market that literally is like Monday to Friday. It closes on holidays and going from there. Crypto's a 24-hour market. So crypto's like in dog years, right? 1 day is like 7 freaking days, right?
Dude.
So movement and pace is everything, right? But what are your thoughts about utility, right? We have ApeCoin, right? Bored Ape Yacht Club doing a metaverse land drop, right? You have Goat Society, right? Friends that are sitting there and they're doing a big drop coming up. What do you guys think about that and how that's going to end up working out?
I think the utility, it plays a huge role, in every project and really anything in life. People like to do things to get something out of it, give and get kind of thing. But these projects specifically, it's really just based on the community and their vision. So like you have the ApeCoin and the utility for that is, you can buy the land drops and stuff like that. You have like exclusive access to their ecosystem through that. If you didn't already own a Bored Ape, and everybody knows the entry for that might not be as easy for everyone as it is for the people who have, X amount of ETH. What is it, like 150 ETH to buy a Bored Ape right now?
Way too much.
So if you guys don't know what 150 ETH is, that's like what, $500,000? I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's just all up to the project specifically, but utility plays a huge role. But I think that it could be more than just something where you just like a reward system, because some people buy art just to buy art. They want to hang it up and they just like the colors. Maybe it reminds them of themselves or a good time in their life or whatever. That could be up to anyone. The utility is up to the buyer at some point.
What do you think about everything going on there?
I buy a lot of art because it's sparkly.
I like it.
Ooh, I like that color. That's nice. But the utility thing, like I said, I'm very casually in the NFT space. I'm not super big into it like you or Clips. But the utilities that I'm interested in, at least right now, like for example, I'm meeting with the guy after this who has the BDE NFT, the best day ever NFT. And what he's doing is he's using it. It's like a Vegas-based NFT that he is going, if you own it, you get access to his like exclusive parties where he rents out like casino pools and that for like a weekend party. And that stuff to me is like really interesting because it's like being part of a VIP club, right?
Right.
Yeah,
So
it's a membership. It's like an
membership.
experience. He's offering, the best day ever experience, the Vegas experience, So things like that is going to vary between project. My thing, what I'm focusing on is like what we were talking about earlier, we're at a time where the internet is kind of, at a very unique spot. Everybody in their life, everything, technology, economics, the world is at this very unique point, right? And in my opinion, I'm really focused on the digital identity tech. These NFTs the utility is, being able to have some sort of identity in the digital space, whether it be a metaverse, whether it be a username that I can use on social media that people can always identify me on, that'll never change. And, we're not there yet to where these things make sense to a lot of people, but in 2 to 5 years, it will. And that's why we're here talking about it.
Yeah, in my mind, when I talk about this and everything that's kind of going on, I really believe that the reason utility is so significant is because it's a security issue, right? Like, you can't run into securities. And for people who talk about these exclusive clubs, it's your country club on Sunday and it's your black card that you guys use, right? So people are like, what do you mean by a club? What do you mean they want to do club? It's exclusivity, right? It's your ability to influence and work with these people. That brings something really unique, right? So then you look at these trends, right? How, CryptoPunk, Bored Ape, some of the things that we mentioned, right? Going from there, what's interesting is they're doing cross collaborations of things that matter right now in society, right? And making them great and putting that together. So there's an actual physical trend, a cultural trend that is so significant. And who dictates that cultural trend? We do, right? Guys like you guys do, right? It's LeBron is that cultural trend in the gaming, right? You're the cultural trend in the gaming, right? And so I see projects like that, the Ghost Society, the Bored Ape, crypto, that have actually started leading these charges, started thinking about that, and they're trying to do utility. So that excites me as well. We're going from there. And as that's moving on, you're starting to look at some other crazy things, right? All these influencers moving on. There is a rumor that's coming out that Fortnite 2023, no builds. Will that be positive or negative for Fortnite? Because, they were messing around. We had a tournament shooting up, right? We had a tournament April 1st for NACL. We're about to do this tournament. Everyone signed up, and nobody wanted to play because there were no guns and no builds, and we all realized it was April 1st. But the whole world was going to end. Like, all the guys were like, oh, my God, we're not going to be able to play. But this is a big deal. Why is it such a big deal?
So the rumor is Fortnite World Cup 2023, no builds. So if that's true, that's going to be insane. It's going to bring a whole new player base to Fortnite. We see people like Nick Merckx, Tfue, all these people coming back, killing it. Ninja, they love the game. They love the vibe. And if they do bring back no builds for the World Cup, I might even qualify because I'm kind of nasty.
Let's go. You're good. You're good. I watch you.
Where did you place? You placed what, like 87th?
Actually, recently I placed top 30. So if you guys don't know, in the Fortnite tournaments, thousands of people can play. It's an online. It's very unique to a very unique tournament structure. Not many games have an online tournament ecosystem, but Fortnite does a very great job at that. But yeah, I actually placed top 30 twice in the same day, 2 different regions. Multi-region.
Multi-region champ.
Yeah.
Multi-region
Not there
champ.
yet, but I'll get there one of these days. Hey, win the No Build 2023 World Cup.
Bro, I actually didn't hear that rumor. I didn't know that. If that happens, that would be
we're
insane.
breaking it here today.
We're breaking it here.
Blue Wire Studio.
Oh my gosh.
Las
this guy knows
Vegas,
somebody.
Nevada.
The one and only, baby.
Well, Mr. Alan Fortnite, the owner of Fortnite, is it 0 builds? Oh, it is?
It is. It is.
I knew it.
I mean, we know some people here and there, but that's the rumor that's coming out. But what's amazing, if people that know that, the last Fortnite major championship, they had a little kid named 16 years old that won $3 million. Madison Square Garden sold out in record time. And he made more money than Tiger Woods did that year winning the Masters. So for those people that are giving their kids a hard time, let that be a lesson.
Yeah.
They might be making $3 million in your back room and trading crypto and NFTs. That 16-year-old millionaire that you now have does not do his bed, but he's smart enough to figure out the trades.
I'm just
gaming.
saying, this is something that I say to parents all the time when, like, I get approached by kids who recognize me or whatever. We're at a gaming event.
Everybody recognizes you. But this guy.
Once in a while, when somebody asks me, and they ask me, hey, my kid loves watching streams. He loves watching YouTubers. But I feel like, is he doing it too much? Like, when should I cut him off of gaming? And what I typically say is, hey, is he doing good in school? Is it getting in the way of other stuff? No, then I would say let him go for it or let her go for it. Because would you be upset if your kid said, oh, I got soccer practice for 3 hours today? No, you would be happy that they're doing something that's active that could lead to like a potential future career even, And with gaming, it's the same thing. You invest all those hours into gaming. It's been my career since 2015, So I've been doing this full time since 2015. And before that, obviously, I did it as a hobby for like 5 years. But I invested the time, and it turned into something very positive for me. And I think that it's the same with all these kids. They're at practice. They're at Fortnite practice. It sounds dumb, maybe. But if your kid goes and wins the $3 million, it's not dumb anymore.
Right.
Right? You practiced up.
No, yeah, it's helping the parents understand the positive and find the positive and understand the opportunities that come with it, and helping the kids understand the balance of the priorities. And it's a much bigger job than just say, hey, do we get them off the game or not? It's a bigger thing than that.
sure.
But definitely, there's so much good things that come out of gaming. we've been talking about it this whole time.
And just like David said, you said this. I don't even know if we started the podcast yet when you said this, but would you rather your kids be out gallivanting?
Gallivanting. What a big SAT word.
Being hooligans? Or would you
Another big SAT word.
Or would you rather them be safe at home?
In the metaverse.
In the metaverse. Like, yo, did you guys see that video of the one guy? You might have it in the notes even. There's a guy who lives in the metaverse, apparently.
Oh, I seen that.
And he's got the most beautiful high-rise apartment in whatever the metaverse is, Gotham City or whatever.
And he like lives in a baby crib. He like sleeps in the baby crib with the VR headset
but,
and everything.
Yeah. Like he gets in his bed, it looks like a baby crib, but in the metaverse,
he streams 24/7.
He's got the dopest apartment of all time, and his bed's gigantic. Like, dude,
he's living. Hey, I'll tell you
honestly?
what. My metaverse pad, kind of sick. Kind of sick.
Yeah, mine is too. It's next to both of yours guys. So here's what's interesting, right? You talk about there's 400 universities right now that are giving collegiate scholarships for people who are doing esports. 400, right? And I came in much later, right? I did it. I left. My first thing I did was an investment, right? And that's when I invested into FaZe in 17. And now they're doing this $1 billion IPO. Shout out to guys over there. They're bringing in guys like Snoop Dogg, who's coming in, right, as a board member. They're bringing in Stephanie McMahon from the world famous It's E, right? WWE now. Don't get mad at me, Hulk. But my point is they're really doing that, right? And from an institutional standpoint, from a guy who used to be a managing partner at Deloitte, I look at the numbers, and I can't believe that there's more trends and changes than anything else. And the numbers are still, well, every time I sit in a freaking business meeting, I'm telling about these numbers about influencers, they look at me like I'm on crack. I'm like, I can't make these numbers up. And they're like, but these numbers are bigger than the Super Bowl. I'm like, yeah, man, there's no blackout coverages, dude.
On the regular. There's streamers and content creators who have more views and more influence than some of these household brands that have been around for decades.
100%. Like, this has been talked about a million times over, but you look at somebody like a Logan Paul or a KSI, they're outselling any mainstream celebrity 100%. That you can think of, like, just easily, and people just don't understand the numbers. Like you said,
it's
you
the digital renaissance.
Ooh, look at that. You got that here. This is digital renaissance.
I'm telling you.
Man, that's a fire name. I like that name. You know, what's amazing about what you guys just said, though, as you're making all these changes going from there, right? Like, we're seeing Snapchat. They just recently made an announcement with their new Pixel, right? So this is like that. Have you guys seen Ron Gone Wrong yet on
Yes, I
Disney?
love it.
Yeah, it's a great movie, right?
Love that movie.
You haven't seen it?
I don't. I'm always plugged into the metaverse.
Oh, yeah, he's always working.
If there's no ad,
you got to watch it in the metaverse.
Yeah, I watch it on my
in your
knees.
bed.
But Ron Gone Ron is about this guy who basically has this robot that follows him around, and he's filmed all the time. Snapchat is making that announcement that they'll be having something that's following you around like a pixel, and literally as you're talking, it's filming you and capturing every move. What do you guys think about that?
So is this something that's physical?
It's like literally like imagine having your own what's that thing called? When you're the drone. Imagine having your own little drone around you, following around.
So it's a physical thing.
It's a physical
item that will. It's like a third person. It just records you.
It's like having a puppy dog.
No,
it's
like having a videographer.
Yeah,
at all times. Instead of doing the selfie, now we're good. We got our posture back. Our thumbs don't hurt.
Our thumbs don't hurt, right? We're not trying to do selfie sticks where my head's the biggest, things like that.
We're all going to turn into the people from WALL-E.
We are, dude. Literally. That's what I see.
If you haven't seen WALL-E, which you should see it, it's an iconic movie. Everybody in that movie is a 400,000-pound marshmallow, and all the robots do the work for them. It's great.
It's true.
We're all turning into that.
That's the future.
We can't have sore thumbs clips. Why would I want the sore thumbs?
I don't want a sore thumb.
But think about that. I mean, you literally have something that's following you around and going from there, and that could change, everything that you're trying to do, right? And that's pretty insane to me. Another thing that I think you guys are really excited about, right? Modern Warfare 2 officially announced, right?
Yes.
What does that mean for the streaming community, right? What are you looking forward for, most of their debut?
So me, just coming from the FaZe history, I'm looking forward to Modern Warfare 2 Intervention Sniper Rifle. That is my go-to. They better have that in the game, and if they don't, I will cry. I will return it right there. Call of Duty, if you hear that.
You heard that.
Return it right there. What do you think about One Man Army making a return?
Oh, man. One Man Army, that was the noob tube icon. Yeah. I hated that perk. Oh, my goodness.
But you need it for the nostalgia. If that's not in the game.
Yeah, we need that too. If the intervention's in there, we need One Man Army. It doesn't exist.
What's the one, the stab? What's the stab thing?
Oh, the tack knife thing?
Yeah, Commando.
Commando
Pro.
Oh, my goodness.
I got to be honest. The Modern Warfare 2 thing, it's either going to be amazing. Call of Duty, listen to me. Make sure you do this fan service. Intervention needs to be in the game. The ACR, the these things need to make a return, and they need to make a strong return because people are really going to hype this thing up. Obviously, I saw some tweets the other day. Somebody posted the tweet of the announcement of Vanguard versus the announcement of Modern Warfare 2, and it's got 400 times the amount of retweets or whatever. It's something crazy, man. We're all hype about it.
It's exactly why things are collectibles. It just represents a moment of time. You know, it's more than just a game.
An NFT, perhaps.
Exactly. It just represents a moment of time, and it brings people back the nostalgic feeling that we got when we heard of the announcement. It brought us back. We're naming all the weapons that were in the game.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like, we probably can name the weapons in the game, but we don't even remember our grandma's phone number.
Wait, let me point this out. I know you remember your grandma's phone number, but let me point this out. Look how happy you guys are, right? When we talk about gaming, and every time I talk about gaming or esports, there's a genuine smile, right? Like, we didn't sign up to be the old dudes that weren't having a good time, right? Like those guys who wanted to be gamers when we, in the 40s and 50s, who led the charge with Atari and Dungeons and Dragons that shaped it. It's just unfathomable because it didn't happen in that generation. And I am somewhat part of that generation. We won't say anything out that loud, but I am somewhat part of that generation. But it's reinvigorated me, and it's made me feel so much more younger because leaving from Deloitte to this, it was like, wow, this is such an amazing thing. So shout out to you two for doing that. And as we're talking about that, Overwatch 2, they got a beta.
The beta for Overwatch 2, it just came out. I personally, I wasn't too impressed. I saw some gameplay. I didn't get a beta code myself. I watched a ton of streams. I didn't get the beta code. I guess maybe there was some glitches going on. It's okay, but I enjoyed it. Maybe I would have enjoyed it a little bit differently if I got to play it versus watch it. But yeah, I watched it, and it just seemed like it was a lot similar to the first one, for sure.
Dude, Overwatch is great. I was addicted to Overwatch for at least like 4 to 6 weeks. Maybe even longer, maybe even 2 months. I don't know. But I played it.
It was like 5 months at this point.
No, I played it.
That's when he grew the beard, man.
I did, yeah. I'm growing the beard
Manny
out. Growing the beard out, just to be more serious. I'm taking life more seriously. Overwatch 2. I actually haven't watched anything on it. I heard that the Twitch viewers were insane, weren't they? Like over 100K or something?
Yeah, a ton of content creators were playing it, streaming it. People were having a ton of fun.
Overwatch is fun, man.
It's fun. I like the game. I like the certain characters more than others. I played certain roles. I think it's called DPS or something like that. But yeah, the game looked cool. I would have loved to play it. Let me play the next one, the next beta, the closed one maybe. But if not, yeah, it was pretty cool. I don't know. Wasn't impressed.
It was pretty cool.
You know what's also interesting as you guys are talking about this, right? That's what the betas are for, right? They're trying to reach it and see what the people think and the audiences. And we saw that with Fortnite and what they did and how amazing it became. Now let's talk about Skate 4. Now, a lot of people don't understand why skating is such a cultural phenomenon and how it intersects with esports. One of you, break it down for me.
I mean, for example, FaZe Clan would have never been created if skateboarding culture didn't reach a majority of us. I was heavily influenced by skateboarding culture. Used to skateboard all the time, play all the Tony Hawk games, played all the skate games. So Skate 4 is definitely on my watch list, definitely on my wish list, wait list, all of that. I'm sitting here waiting. I'm looking for the leaks. They just had the leak on 420, and they're going to be really involved with, like you said, the skateboarding culture, and they're tapping into the identity that people have when they are skateboarding when it comes to the clothes, the skateboard, and all that stuff, ways that you can identify as a skater, and how also that has been in esports as well with the camos on guns and doing the trick shots and stuff like that. That all comes from skateboarding and action sports.
And first time I met this guy, he pulled up to the gaming event on a skateboard.
Wow,
That's true.
You're cool like that?
I really did.
I was like, I went
outside.
I went outside. The sun was in my eyes. I looked up in the air.
Da-da-da-da-da.
And down a rail came this man on the rail. Like this,
that?
With the FaZe Clan shirt on. I said, is that FaZe ClipZ?
Oh, yeah.
Down,
Popping ollies.
It's a plane.
It was crazy.
It's FaZe ClipZ.
Tony Hawk.
Man,
Tony Hawk, actually, he just broke his leg. He finally is healed up. He posted an Instagram thing of him going down a half pipe or something for the first time.
Dang.
Speaking of legendary
He's
skateboarders.
a legend, man. Shout out to Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3.
Tony Hawk,
and he's in
skateboarding
esports.
culture in esports. He actually had his own video game. And like I said, that's part of the reason why a lot of things happened the way that they did years beyond that.
You know what I think about the whole skateboarding thing too is it's such a young crowd. Everybody's trying to make their dream happen. They get sponsors. They do all this. It's so similar to the gaming thing. You sink all this time into the gaming thing, which is like a younger crowd, obviously. You try to get sponsors. You try to do the full-time stream thing. And there is a big parallel between skateboarding and being a competitive gamer.
A competitive gamer, and really just an entrepreneur in general, building your own brand. A lot of these skateboard companies and skateboarders, like you said, they have this grind, they have this hustle where they're trying to make something of themselves. And they end up creating their own skate brand, their own streetwear company. They're printing out shirts in their mom's garage for their homies, and they all go show up to the skate park with it. Now everybody at the skate park wants to rock the best skaters at the skate park's brand because, it's free. Now they're passing them out, and now all of a sudden, it's that community that you see all across the world, and that's really how skateboarding was born. I love skateboarding, man.
I can tell, man. I love it. So now we're talking about skateboarding. Now, recently, Phase 1, top 20 announced. We had some of our homies that were in the top 100. Shout out to Merc Anthony, just turned 21. Big
Yes,
Merc.
Happy
Right?
birthday, Merc.
Yes. And then Cryptic made it, right?
Yes,
King Cryptic,
sir.
right? Our guy Pavan, the number 1 Madden player in the world, also was up there, right? And then Nada was one of the guys. And now they're down to the 20, and they announced the FaZe Warehouse show, right? And inside, there's some skateboarding stuff out there, right? In there and in gaming. But that was a real smart move by Lee and the company because it really showed all the cultural integration. In fact, it was a first. From my understanding, it's absolutely a first, right? I've been to some of the other places. It's amazing. What do you guys think about that? About the top 20, and then the warehouse show?
Well, the top 20 is something that's going to be super cool. A great opportunity for a lot of these kids, a lot of these, these content creators who been trying to get out there. Some of them are already, existed established content creators. Some of them, this is their first time, having a light like this shined on them.
You see Tommy get in?
Oh my goodness, yeah. Tommy's funny.
I love that guy.
But yeah, so this FaZe top 20 for the Phase 1, shout out to MoonPay. They're blessing a lot of these kids and changing a lot of lives. And just because some of these kids didn't make it to the top 20, the people who were in the top 100, even the people who didn't get into the top 100, their lives are changed. They're going to remember this. They're going to remember that they made it through. They're going to see all these opportunities, and I hope to see them in the future.
Yeah, and you're so right, bro, because even just being involved in something like this, even just trying out for it, puts eyes on you because it keeps you in that public eye. It keeps people aware of who you are, right? Now all the FaZe guys like Apex and all these, Seabass, you, everybody else knows all these guys from the top 100, sees the people grinding for it, and it puts them in a good place to where, oh, we're going to keep tabs on this guy because maybe it doesn't make sense for them to be in FaZe today, but maybe you look a year out and it makes so much more sense because they've kept on that grind and they've really grown into who they're going to become as a content creator,
Exactly, because they can only choose one. It's Phase 1. They can't choose Phase everyone.
Phase 1.
Then it would be called something different.
Right.
But yeah, exactly like you said. I mean, I know that I dropped a bunch of follows on people that I enjoyed their content, whether it been a post or whatever. Maybe I connected with them in a way, but exactly.
I followed everybody in the top 20. Everybody in the top 20, I said, who are these people? Follow.
They're obviously there for a reason.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly. And the one guy, Tommy, there's this guy how old is this guy? 57?
Acting like Tommy.
Acting like Tommy.
Exactly. Speaking of him, he's maybe a generation, from
like,
some of these people. Like, he's definitely up.
He's in
not
his
your average gamer.
Mid-50s, late 50s, maybe something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
He's not your average gamer, and I love the fact that he has pink hair. Like, bro, and you know what? You told me that he did, and I was like, nah, this dude's. I don't think so. And then I looked a little bit closer. I said, he does. I love this guy. Absolutely hilarious. Great Fortnite gamer. Shout out to Acting Like Tommy. Literally,
he's a legend.
Just makes it fun. Just makes it fun to see people like him.
Fun and it's inspiring.
It reminds me of my dad.
And how old is he?
He's like 50 something.
Yeah, he's got to be 50 or 60. Bro.
Follow your dreams. That's what I said earlier, right? All the older guys really want to start doing this and go from there. Now you're talking about this massive warehouse, right? Like, let's talk a little bit about this. What do you guys think about the warehouse?
The warehouse is massive. It's going to be a game changer for the FaZe company for sure. And I'm excited to see the competition, man. I want to see how it turns out. I'm excited to see who's number one. Maybe somebody drops in on the half pipe. Maybe
it's
Tony Hawk.
Big clips.
Ooh, I might have to make an appearance.
You and Tommy, you and Tommy Temper at the same time, opposite sides. You go up in the air, spin, trade skateboards in the air.
Phase up.
Come back down, phase up.
I love it.
Hit a trick shot.
Oh,
land.
Lights fire, right? Sparkles.
A tiger comes out.
Oh,
right?
Takes down one of the
Who's
top
the guy
20?
who made the Transformer movies?
Michael Bay.
Michael Bay.
It's a Michael Bay experience now.
The skateboard turns into a robot. Things like
goodness.
that.
Now we're in the metaverse.
I love it.
But this is crazy, though, because you talk about this. It was $1 million prize for MoonPay. So we talk about crypto and the cultural phenomenon. $250,000 from FaZe. FaZe is trending #1 on Twitter. So hear that, Elon Musk, right? For many, many years in a row. But Nissan also offered a free car.
Yep.
Right? So now you're looking at car companies. You thought these that are going from there, that combination. because of one reason. They just realize the numbers are hitting, right? So that's pretty amazing. What other orgs are you guys bullish in the gaming lifestyle? Who has the greatest opportunity right now outside of FaZe?
I'm gonna let you answer because it might come out biased for me. Just
You're
because
biased
I do
as heck,
represent
dude.
FaZe. So.
I mean, you're wearing a big FaZe shirt. But
Oh yeah, I know, bro.
Right.
I've been phasing up since 2010. Bro. I might also be biased, but no. I mean, there's a lot of people doing amazing things in the community. Obviously, you got Nate Shot with 100 Thieves doing like crazy stuff.
Everybody's pushing the culture, man.
Everybody's doing great.
I feel like every team, every org right now has done a good job at aligning themselves with a blockchain. There's like TSM, did the partnership with FTX, former, was that Blockfolio, what it used to be called, Crypto.com. I forgot who they just got in with, but it's a certain org. I always forget their name, but it's blue. It's one of the blue ones. It could be Liquid. It could be Cloud9. I can't remember which one.
One of those blue guys.
Yeah, but Crypto.com now sponsoring them as well.
It's crazy. And everything that any other org that does something good, and this is what I've been saying forever, any creator or any org that does something amazing elevates everybody.
Exactly.
Everybody gets elevated from that
Right.
because when it's just good. It's good to be in good company.
Yeah, one of my favorites is probably, I'd say, Cloud9, and they're doing that Battlegrounds, and they're helping kids and educate as early as junior high and high school. I think that's really important, right? They're really trying to make it mainstream and going from there. I think that's something really dope as well, So as we're moving over, man, PJ, you got something called Happy Punch. Let's talk a little about that because it's something different, right? We're talking about cultural, digital renaissance. That's what we're doing, right? So on the digital renaissance side of it, tell me about Happy Punch.
So obviously, influencer boxing over the last few years has taken a huge leap into the mainstream, right? We got Jake Paul KOing people that are UFC champions. We've got major events. FaZe Temper just fought on the one in London. I was actually supposed to fight on that as well.
I was gonna walk you out.
Yeah.
Remember that? You heard that? He said that. All right, go.
It's true. We talked about it last podcast, I think, right?
Did.
But with so much stuff happening in the space, we're heading up a company. Me, Keemstar, FuziTube, a couple other people are heading up this company, Happy Punch Promotions. Basically, we're just doing everything. We want to be the one-stop shop for everything influencer boxing. So we have boxers signed to us. We're going to be hosting our own shows. We're going to be the news outlet for it. We're going to be part of other shows. We have our own little Twitter Spaces /podcast that we do as well. Everybody in this is the biggest thing in the influencer boxing space. Everybody involved in this community takes part in the Twitter Spaces. So we just had like iDubbbz come on for his event that he's having. I believe it's May 14th or 15th or something. He's having a Creator Clash boxing event. We've had every single person in the space. We just signed FaZe Sensei, actually, which is cool. So they got the duo, they got me, they got Sensei. We're going to be doing some stuff with that as well. And I'm really excited. This future with the YouTube boxing space is going to be absolutely huge, and Happy Punch is at the forefront of it. So I'm really excited to see what all happens. I don't know how much I can say, but we are planning on opening some physical locations as well. Bunch of stuff is happening with Happy Punch, so keep an eye on everything Happy Punch. Verified everywhere. Drop that follow. Thank you.
That's dropping here right now, right? So that's amazing, right? I love hearing that. And you're almost at 2 million likes, so you've been doing a ton of TikTok live streaming, right? Which is a pretty big deal. You've done it in a pretty quick time. Tell us how you've done that.
So yeah, ClipZ and I have been working with TikTok for quite a while, a few years now, and we actually have access to like one of their beta features on TikTok, which is desktop live streaming, so we can stream straight from the PC. I stream through OBS straight to TikTok, and I've been doing gaming streams on there. We gained 70,000 followers this month, so thank you to all 70,000 people who signed up this month, and thank you to all 1.8 million who are following me on TikTok right now. I've been streaming almost every day. We peaked. I think the highest peak we had this month was 3,000 concurrent viewers, and then we've done nearly 1 million views and nearly like 700,000 unique viewers. Because obviously TikTok, the discoverability, I don't know if is that a word?
That is now.
The FYP.
The digital renaissance.
It's a word, right? Okay. So the discoverability of TikTok is fantastic because as people are scrolling through, it promotes your lives. So the people that come to the live, it's like, to me, no offense to any other streaming platform, but it FaZe clipses every other streaming platform just through the amount of people that can find your content, the amount of new people that see who you are. TikTok is just a one-stop shop for everything now. And if they do this right, I think that TikTok is definitely going to take over the streaming game
Oh,
like easily.
Without a doubt. TikTok live streaming is going to change the business model for TikTok.
Oh,
it's going to,
for sure.
You're going to discover new streamers who are killing it at these games that you're so familiar with, and you probably even find new stuff that you're interested in. Once TikTok really, like you said, kind of edges out some things that are rough about it.
They just got to smooth out those rough edges, and they're going to be on top for sure.
Exactly.
All right. So next, we're coming into our next guest. Going to be JD Serapin. Now, JD, as you guys know, is the man with the plan, right? He's worked with Leo, produced some great movies.
Leo DiCaprio?
The one and only Leo DiCaprio. I heard he's your twin.
Leo.
And on top of that, right, on top of that, he is also talking about what Meta and crypto is doing in the movie space. So that's coming up right next at Blue Wire Studios here at Digital Renaissance.